like just Somalia, Al Shabab. Al Shabab is the same environment like Lake Chad. And Al Shabab, they dominate many areas of that area.
Right.
But Al Shabab,
they bring some kind of stability.
Exactly.
No matter what, because there is nothing. It's a completely failed state. There's nothing there. So.
But actually, the Al Shabab dominate that country, and they organize community, and they try to provide food.
But the problem is that there is also people there who don't want to support Al Shabab. But there's no space for these people. So how are you going to deal? How are you going to protect the people who are suffering under these? Because how are the groups like Al Qaeda or ISIS? How are they going to bring food and prosperity to their families?
This is a problem. Okay?
Only because they suppress the farmers in that area, because they're not farming, they're getting their food from somewhere else.
Yeah, this is a problem. This is the same as ISIS in Middle East.
So this is a vicious circle that is not going to stop unless you bring prosperity to that area, to that region. But.
That's kind of, okay, I tell you, who is right, who is wrong, nobody knows. This is a true story, and Al Shabab in those areas, but I don't know how many years they can sustain current situation is, right?
Until Somalia becomes richer, until there is some kind of
that's right. Somalia get richer,
but how can it get richer if basically everybody is depending on theft and warfare to make money, to make a living?
Like this morning I studied Chinese history. Same, just 2,500 years ago they had a war everywhere because shortage of food. Now is they're going to get already developing country and developed area, their food is sufficient. They stop war.
Right.
And insufficient food, good, they're going to start war. Right?
Yeah.
Same.
Right. Insufficient war. Insufficient food, and that's going to happen in more regions, especially in the future with climate change.
Climate change is recently. Do you know what's happening in Europe now?
Yeah, it's a record left and right. There's a record heat wave.
46 degrees.
Yeah.
In France.
Yeah.
46 degrees.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
My wife told me.
I never experienced that. 46 I didn't hear, but a very hot record.
46
hot.
degrees is Sahara desert. Many people cannot survive.
Yeah, many people die. I remember 2006, 2005 or 2006. It was a heat wave in Europe, and I think it was estimated about 25,000 people, mostly elderly people, have died because of it.
Oh, you had experience before?
Yeah.
Not the first time.
Right, but I don't know if it was as bad as it is now. But it was a very long period of heat, very long period. But it's people who are weak and who are not used to the heat, who are old and sick. It can just push them over the top.
I can't believe it. In Tokyo, 46 degrees. No.
Well, it's a different kind of heat. It's not the same.
Not the same.
It's not the same.
You mean dry?
It's dry, much drier.
Yes.
Yeah. In France, the heat is much drier. Right, still, 46 is bloody hot, of course. There's no doubt about it. But it's more comfortable than in the Tokyo heat. I think if Tokyo is 32, 33.
But Tokyo is going up to 46. Nobody cannot go outside.
No.
32, 29, 30s. My wife don't want to go outside.
Your wife doesn't want to go outside anyway.
Yeah.
うん。
ウルさん、 to keep the many soldiers, it takes a huge budget. Where's that budget come from? From the oil money?
You mean soldiers?
IS?
ISIS?
I said, but ISIS gets the money from the oil, isn't it?
Middle East, right?
Middle East.
But Saharan, those people, I don't know how they
Via Turkey, yeah.
Turkey.
How do
Turkey laundering the oil.
No. Erdogan's son dealing oil business there, so they are selling to the ISIL. But I don't know how. But this is maybe okay. Libya's ISIL, Al Qaeda, they got the money selling oil, understandable. But Saharan Al Qaeda, Saharan ISIS, I don't know how they're going to get money. I don't know. Nigeria's
it's very strange.
How they're going to survive? They maybe they try to get money from farmer. Maybe farmer. Otherwise, no money sources to get. They try to. But I can guess because mayor of local city, those they have very dirty and lives. So that's the reason they people accept insurgent, militant people embedded there because that's the reason they're going to take care of those people. And instead, dirty mayors they collect money from farmers. Probably they got money from them, but not rich, very poor. Both parties, both pair poor. They have no source to get money from anywhere. Nigeria have oil, but not northern area, southern area.
Yes. Yeah.
So, so only get from land, agricultural product, and they are eating those products. They survive. They are not rich, but weapon is get from Libya. Libya is lots of weapons spread all over.
Have been supplied by different sides that have been supplying weapons to Libya. It's U.S. Probably U.S. also supplied weapons there for the.
No, not anymore.
But how was it when?
No, not anymore. Before Middle East in the war, they provide lot of weaponry for the anti-government of Syria, but not anymore. So Africa is not easy. It is easy to tell. They have no statistics, and we can very difficult to get the current.
No, they don't. I tried to write my thesis about Africa, but seriously, I gave up on it. After going through, I mean, this is like long time ago, the previous century, but
previous century.
I have been going through libraries and trying to find data in our university, but no data.
Exactly. So I'm writing book, okay, on 100 countries, and Africa case only South Africa or some Botswana, some only rich country, they have statistics.
Yes.
And any other, they tell the statistics, but just that they got information 2004 or 2005. It is almost lie. No statistics. So it means tell the truth. AIDS, HIV, how many people the HIV virus they have, but nobody knows. Only South Africa, Botswana, and several countries they have figures, but usually any other like Nigeria or Mali, it's impossible to get those figures. And also,
looking at the countries around it, it's likely that it's not as rampant as it is in southern Africa.
Everyone HIV. Don't touch them. And many people don't worry about going to those areas, but I don't believe it, because no statistics, no information. Of course, just the bird flu, and spread like a pig disease, this is obviously they understand many pig dead, right? So that caused problem in Africa. So this
or what's the other one? The Ebola.
Oh, Ebola
is now getting a problem.
Good example. This is
no, that Ebola is dismissed.
No, actually Ebola is no longer contained within Congo. So it's people fly. Actually, they're getting out of Congo into Uganda, and now it's getting into Uganda, which is problematic. And now they want to send those people back, but they cannot always because there's a lot of like cross-border marriages and kids who are actually both from have dual passports. So this could actually easily spread out to Congo, and then it's going to be even harder to contain.
Actually, very difficult to recognize, border of those Saharan countries,
right.
Especially
in Sahara countries. Yeah, but between Congo and there's a clear border actually. There is really a border that you cannot so easily cross.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, it's also because Congo and Uganda are not especially fan of each other.
What?
They're not especially fans of each other. They don't like each other that much.
Yeah. Why?
That also has an ethnic background.
Oh, this is ethnic background, understandable. Yeah.
So I think that this is an economic problem. Islamist militant group. It's an economic problem. I don't think there is any solution. Like you saw in the video, there's Western intervention. They're trying to take control to protect the farmers who are being suppressed by these Islamist militant groups, but actually they just retreat in the desert. They wait till the Western part loses Western intervention groups lose interest, and then they take back control, and they will get followers because actually in that no man's land, it's very unsafe for the people who live there. Very unsafe. Especially because a lot of these intervention forces in Africa are led by Nigeria because it's the most powerful, economically powerful country, and they are very difficult to control. There are a lot of reports from Nigerian soldiers who are abusing local women. So it's this is basically, I don't know whether local citizens are so much better off being controlled by their own governments compared to being controlled by these Islamist militant groups.
It's kind of many areas, just like you said, anarchy. But you said soldiers rape women, but which soldiers? It's very difficult to make judgment.
Right.
Right, but we don't know which country.
Right, but it's always. It is, especially in a period of transition. So if there is the power is being grabbed by one group versus the other group, it's usually the citizens that suffer the most in those periods. So by the time stability comes, it's more or less the risk decreases. But so it is obvious choice for people to say, okay, well, if I have to choose, then the best. That's probably
who is coming.
Amazon.
Amazon.
More without any failure. Always, Amazon is the only one who calls it. Would you like a peanut?
Peanut. Thank you. How about the smell of the air in this room?
Good, actually. I feel it's I feel better. I mean, usually I always get pain in my throat, and then my eyes start to get.
Today you have no problem.
Better.
Better. Okay. Uno-san, never change the filter.
You know?
Yeah. Ask Uno-san, have you ever changed the filter? No. Oh my god. That sounds very bad.
So you're actually circulating this air here and this terrible.
Uno-san sometimes cleans the filter by using the cleaner, electric cleaner. But I think that's not good.
Well, a little bit.
That's Jacob.
What?
How about you use Jacob?
I don't know. They're going to check in 20
Jacob?
Jacob is a CATV.
Eh?
Oh.
Jacob is a CATV.
CATV, they're going to come here.
They're using a CATV. They provide internet.
You need it?
They come here to 30 minutes, but I don't know what the objective they want.
What are they going to do here?
No, I don't know.
More, you don't know.
No, just sales.
I don't care. They want to come, okay? Why not?
寂しいの?
So, not 寂しい.
Is he a salesperson?
No, I don't know.
Obviously.
Who are they? They wanted to come, okay, why not? Why they come here?
If you're not interested in buying anything, I think then you could both save yourselves the time and effort.
So Africa is a very interesting area. So it's very difficult judgment which one is go well or not. Right? But very interesting in China, still making a lot of money investing in Africa.
Right.
And also that.
Yeah, but they're not investing here, ne? They are not investing in these areas.
No. They try, of course, they try to invest in money for more stable or safe area. And also Japan decided to make investment.
That's the next video, by the way.
Where? That's interesting.
Escape.
Okay. Move him.
Here we go.